Today's podcast is brought to you by Behind the Tech with Kevin Scott. You can find that on all major platforms, and you can find Paul in the Witness Protection Program, wherever he...
Yep. In Massachusetts.
I mean, so in this view, you can't see the couch. It looks like you're just on like Law and Order, and you're just waiting for the cop to come in and just start interrogating you.
Right. Could you stand in front of that thing that has the lines that say what your height is? Like, why? just
ballparking it. So what are you doing in just?
I'm here because my wife wanted to visit her parents, who she hasn't seen in over a year and a half because of COVID and whatnot. And we're going to be out here in May anyway. So I was like, well, why are we doing this? But she just hasn't seen them in so long. Well, her wife, her mother's had like a health scare that is fine now, but it's just been, anyway, she just wanted to go. So I was like, well, I'm not going to make you drive by yourself.
Look at you, gentleman, and
well, I have selfish reasons. I want to see my friends and,
there it is.
Go to some of my old restaurants, favorite restaurants or whatever. But yeah, no, I did selflessly. I did this entirely for my wife, of course.
Yeah.
What kind of man would I be?
Savior and a saint, something.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, Paul, I have played the iOS, Xbox, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I saw. What do you think?
It's a little rough.
Yeah.
The biggest issue I actually had was, so you know this, but you go to the website, then you hit add to home screen, and then it adds it to your home screen. I kept getting logged out when you do that. So every time you open the app, then you have to go log back in, which then actually kicks you over to the browser. And then I was in this perpetual loop of trying to authenticate, there were some frame rate issues and everything else, but it's getting there, I think is probably the fair way to say it. Nothing like mind blowing.
Are you saying that the power of the A series chipset hasn't dramatically increased the performance of xCloud?
I will say, first off, I'm running it on a 10S. I will say my phone got pretty warm doing this, which I was a little surprised at. And so I was using this, I don't have it here, at this Backbone thing that somebody sent, Backbone sent me, that clamps on. And I can't imagine that like caused it to heat up more too. But
I tried playing a touch compatible game.
Yeah.
And see if it does the same. But I can't imagine it's the graphics, right? It would be more likely maybe the modem.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe that could be it too. Whatever it was, is that my phone got noticeably warm while doing this. Actually, the way I noticed is I had it running for a while, and like the screen dimmed. Like you could tell that it was trying to go into like that mode where it's like trying to it's like, hey, they need like put me in the fridge or something.
I feel like this has been an issue with mobile gaming for a while.
Yeah. Well, I think Lenovo sells a phone now with a fan in it.
Yeah, so. Probably. You could have liquid cooled designs, I guess. I don't know.
Some RGB in there. Also, if you were, Paul, not going to upgrade your Windows 10 version, and you said, I just really wanted news and interests on my taskbar, we have some fascinating good news.
Do we? Well, they're rolling it out to everybody.
Yeah.
They didn't say this explicitly, but it's every supported version. I think it goes back to like 1909 maybe.
Yeah, which the only interesting thing in that to me at all is that they're now they sort of broke that model of like, hey, you've always got to be running the latest version of Windows 10 if you want to be getting the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in some ways this is a test of a way of delivering new features outside of feature packs. This will be a nice test for consumers to see how quickly they can turn something off. But I mean, the machine I use now, granted, I pumped up the display scaling. The machine I use for the book, for the screenshots. There's like almost no room left on the taskbar just with the default icons. So this edition, I think, will completely fill up the taskbar. So, like anyone who uses Windows 10 knows you can customize what's there. And I recommend getting rid of things that are unnecessary to save some space. But yeah, if you're not going to use this thing, I just, maybe you'll enjoy the weather display. I don't know.
I turn all that stuff off.
The
search bar, the Cortana icon, and then like the whatever task manager or whatever, not task, tasks.
Task view, you get it.
all that stuff off.
And then some of the little icons on the other side, right? Like I don't need to see most of those little notification or whatever they're called, system icons.
Yeah.
Meet now, get rid of that. Never going to use that. I recognize its value. It's fine, but I just don't need it. So.
I still think it'd be better if it was like MEAT now, like you click it and bacon shows up.
Yes.
That's the killer.
Right. I always wanted Google Meet to be that too, but
yeah, didn't we all? Instead, we're Google here. But it is Friday.
Yes, it is.
And you know what else you can do on a Friday? So you can check out Behind the Tech with Kevin Scott. This week we're chatting. We're highlighting the episode with Ashley Lorenz. You should go definitely go check that out. It's the newest episode in Behind the Tech. And there's a whole bunch of other good stuff in the back catalog from Mae Jemison, Reid Hoffman, Sam Altman. Just a rich and robust catalog of stuff on Behind the Tech. You can find that links in the description of this podcast and on all major podcasts.
It's like right in my face.
Forms.
I thought I had it. I guess I didn't. All right. I thought I would sit back and rest, but that was clearly not allowed. So I figured the third time we switch away, I would just be laying down. You know.
You drinking a Bloody Mary over there?
No, I actually went pretty light last night. I was pretty responsible.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Paul Thurrott? I knew. One pandemic happens, and
I was really beat up from the drive, which
yeah.
is not a particularly long drive compared to some. But
how long of a drive is it?
Well, it's 5 hours, but I ended up being in the car for like 6.5 hours. I had to bring my wife over to where her parents are, and then drive over here. So it was a little longer than usual, but.
So here's a random question. Whoa. Accidentally almost shrunk every window. This is just going well. Here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think would sell better? Now, this is a very hypothetical question. Surface Duo or the Surface Neo?
Honestly, well, probably Surface Duo.
See, I would think the Neo.
But that's predicated on them getting it right. You know?
Yeah.
A Surface Duo with a better chipset, a good camera, edge-to-edge display, I think would be more valuable to a wider audience. But like a Surface Neo, now you mean like a Windows 10X screen.
Go back to, what was that, 2019, when we were all sitting there and they showed that stuff off on stage, and then 10 minutes later you walk into Best Buy and they're both sitting there.
Right. I don't know. I mean, technically, I don't know. Windows 10X is such an unknown.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. Why do you ask this?
I don't know. I was just thinking about, because the Surface Duo hasn't been selling well. I mean, I don't think there's too many people shocked by that. Actually, I think in the Microsoft, if you're a Microsoft employee listening to this, if you go to the Microsoft store, like the little employee one, I think you can buy a Duo for half off.
Right. Always a good sign.
Yeah.
We're going to have a fire sale, so we'll start with our employees.
Well, I mean, it's about as good a sign as if you pre-ordered Surface Laptop 4, they threw in earbuds because...
Well, yeah, they needed some differentiator, I guess.
I
think Surface Laptop 4 is pretty solid, but
yeah, I do too.
Well, both those devices were confusing to me at launch. I get the excitement over dual screen, but I think Windows 10X is too much of an unknown and too limited, and I still don't think Microsoft has made a compelling case for dual screen devices. So I don't know.
I think that's probably a pretty fair point.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is Friday. After all, Paul, you got anything else going on this weekend? Obviously, you're going to make good decisions in Boston.
I'm going to try to make good decisions. No. I mean, I'm going to work this morning, obviously, and then I'm going to try to get out in the afternoon if I can. No, I mean, mostly it's just hanging out. I saw some friends last night, and some more tonight, and dinner and stuff like this.
Sounds like
drive home in the middle of a nor'easter on Sunday. That'll be fun.
Is it really?
That's what it's supposed to be. At least up here.
No, that sounds like fun. I'm gonna go get
Watch.
2:30 today, Paul. Second dose. Then we're done. My wife just
I just passed the 2-week thing. Tuesday, I guess.
Did you just go stand outside and just deep breathe?
Well, no, you could do that already. I mean, it's safe to get outside, but I know I could do it inside now.
Just imagine you standing in the middle of a Costco looking around, just
Could
exhaling.
somebody please sneeze? I just want to breathe it in and not worry about
God. And there we're back to poking eyeballs again.
it.
So, all right. Well, not much else to talk about. It is Friday. Make sure to check out Behind the Tech with Kevin Scott. We will be back on Monday unless Paul actually gets blown away by the nor'easter.